part B of our 3.5 rational functions example. If you look at this case, we have f of x equal to x squared minus 2x over x squared plus 6x plus 9. And on the right-hand side, right next to it, you have it factored. First thing you want to do is find the vertical asymptotes. To find the vertical asymptote, remember you set the denominator equal to 0, and when you do that, you get x is equal to -3 is our vertical asymptote. So that'd be our first step. Then you want to find the horizontal asymptote. The way we find the horizontal asymptote is we look at the degree of the numerator, degree of the denominator. So let's take a look at that here. Okay, the degree of the numerator is 2, and the degree of the denominator is also 2. Whenever they're the same degree, what you do is you take the coefficients of that number, of the variable with the highest degree. So in other words, if I just kind of erase this here, this is a 1x squared and this is a 1x squared. You're going to take this coefficient and divide by this coefficient. So y is equal to 1 over 1, which is 1. So that's my horizontal asymptote. The next thing you want to do is find your zeros. The way you find your zeros is you set your numerator equal to 0. Okay, so if I set my numerator equal to 0, I can get x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 2. Those are my two x-intercepts. To find your y-intercept, you plug in 0 for y. I'm sorry, you plug in 0 for x into this function, and when you do that, you get 0. So my y-intercept is also the origin. Okay, finally, you want to pick some other points. So again, I use my graphing calculator to do this, so I'm going to just show you that here. I went ahead and put in my function there, and then you go up to your table, just like I showed you with the last one, and you just pick some values. On my particular, on the sheet that I have listed there, I picked -10, -8, and so forth. So you get your values there using your graphing calculator, or you can do them by hand, either way. But this gives me the values here. You always want to pick values close to your vertical asymptote. Remember, our vertical asymptote was x is equal to -3. So you always kind of want to pick points close to that. So if you look here, I guess I was pretty close to figuring out, but you may have to pick more points close to that. And then also you want to see what happens as x gets larger and x gets smaller, what happens to f of x. Okay, so after you plot those points, I'm just going to plot a few of these here. I'm just going to go over the ones I already have. Then you can get an idea of the graph. One more thing I want to do at add here is I have to add my horizontal asymptote here. Okay, so finally if I go ahead and graph my graph, okay, so I know it goes through the origin, and then remember I know the other zeros too. Okay, there's that part of the graph. And then, oops, I kind of messed up there, but there's the other part of the graph. So that concludes this part of rational functions.